Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we're doing part 5 of our 2017 Q&A series. There's still a lot more questions to go through. It just took me 5 minutes just to look through the list to figure out where I was, so I have a lot more to do. So if I didn't get to yours yet, don't worry, I will get to it. I'm just going to go through them in order though, so if you're a more recent commenter, it might not get answered until a later video. If you do have new questions, please post them in the original video. Don't post them in this video. This video is just for talking about what I talk about here. So we're just going to get started. We're going to keep going through. I don't think there's that many left, maybe a handful of videos, but we'll see. You guys keep adding more and more on, so we're going to see how it goes. Tactical Knife wants to know if I've ever thought a figure is hot or very attractive. No, not like personally. Like, I can appreciate a figure that's made of an attractive person or an attractive character design. Like, I mean, I'm not personally attracted to it, but I can understand that it is made to look like something that's supposed to be attractive. Does that make sense? It's gonna sound weird no matter what I say. I think that's like a trap question, just trying to get me in trouble. But no, like, I'm not attracted to figures, if that's what you mean. Not at all. No, if I was, I'd be collecting Hot Toys or something that looked a little bit more realistic, of course. Or those Fison figures, which I have no interest in. Emmy King asks, do I like stop motion? Yes, I guess. It's interesting. It's cool when it's done well. I know it's very difficult to do, so I appreciate the artistry behind it. It's not like I have a particular affinity for it or anything like that, but I can appreciate it if somebody does a good job, so yes, I guess I like stop motion. K Moonin or KM Unin, I don't know what your name is, I'm sorry, but the question is, what anime series would you like to see made into figures? That's easy. I would very much like to see Fairy Tail figures. I don't think we need a bunch of them, but I think a few of the main characters would be good, and I would like to see Figma do it. I think they would nail that look properly. So that'd be pretty easy to do, and that would be pretty good. Mayonnaise asks, or says, I believe you have a twin brother. Yes, that's true. If so, what was it like growing up with him? I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it against. I've only done that. But it was basically just like having a regular brother like anybody else I can imagine, except he's with me even more than you would be with your sibling, just because we're the exact same age. I mean, everything about us is generally the same, so we were in the same classes and that kind of thing, so we were almost always together. But otherwise, it's just like anything else, other than people find it interesting or weird to see a twin. It does get annoying after a while. Oh my god, look, twins! No, it's I mean, genetically speaking, it is pretty interesting, but that's it. Like, I'm not a science experiment or something. People don't need to get excited when they see me or find it, like, curious and ask me questions and stuff. Not like your question. I mean, like, personally, like, oh, you're twins, what's that like? It's like being a normal human being, I guess. But yeah, it was just like normal life, but somebody was almost always there, so that's about it, I guess. And what is my ethnic background? Well, I'm a mix of a bunch of stuff. I guess probably the top two would be Greek and German, I think. Little Pieces of Plastic asks what my major is and who's my favorite toy reviewer. Well, I am long out of college now. My major was education. I had a double major, education and let's just call it social studies for lack of a better term. So double majored in that stuff. And then my favorite toy reviewer? Me? I don't watch other reviewers. I don't see the point in that. It doesn't make, in fact, it's counterproductive, I think, for a reviewer to watch other reviewers. It just doesn't make sense to me. Plus, I review everything I buy, and I buy everything I'm interested in, and I already know about the figures ahead of time for the most part, other than like fine details and stuff, so for me to watch a reviewer, it wouldn't make any sense. I don't have any need to see if a figure is going to be a certain way or not. I generally have an idea ahead of time. Ooh, this is a good question from Ghostface101. How difficult has it been making videos for this long and have to meet new expectations as your channel grows, and do you have any other jobs outside of YouTube? Well, I make the figures, I make the customs, and I do the YouTube thing, and then I do little things here and there that are still kind of in that same realm to generate a little bit of other income, but that's about it, even though it's not very much at all. I figured I'd rather be doing what I like and not making much money than going to a 9-to-5 that I hate and making a little bit more. So that's not what you asked anyway, so let's get back to it. How difficult is it to keep doing the same kind of videos? Well, about a year and a half ago, I think, is when I started adding the new content, like the gaming and the live streams and the movie stuff and all this other stuff in addition to the toys. And that was twofold. One of the reasons was it gets very repetitive for me to do only action figure reviews. Every single day I have a new review up, minus like 1 or 2 days a year. And so it's very repetitive and monotonous after a while. So it's nice to mix in some other stuff. I had originally intended that other stuff to actually fill in some spots, so I didn't have to do quite so many action figure reviews, and so far that hasn't panned out. I've still been doing the reviews and this other stuff, but it is difficult to grow something because you have to bring in new people, new interests, because if they already liked what you were doing, you wouldn't need to bring them in. They'd already be there. I mean, aside from having to just find the audience, you have to bring in new people. So it's difficult to maintain what you're doing to keep everybody that's already there happy, and then to add new stuff to bring in a new audience. But it's necessary. So it's very hard to find that middle ground to make everybody happy and to continue to grow. And so that's actually, there's not a whole lot that the content creator can really do in that regard. I mean, I guess technically it's up to the content creator, but the only real way for a channel to grow is for it to be well received by YouTube, basically the algorithm. In order for a channel to get a lot of exposure, which is what's necessary for new people to come in and to make the channel grow, it has to meet certain requirements for their algorithms, which means people have to spend a lot of time watching videos. The watch time is very important. So for somebody like me who does reviews primarily, people click around through a review and then they're done. That kills my watch time, so it makes it very hard for me to get more exposure because I don't get populated in that side result thing very often. I guess it's on that side. Just things like that. It's more of the technical side of it that makes it difficult rather than the actual content production side of it. So it is difficult, but it is what I chose to do, so I just have to make it work. And you guys can help by watching as many videos as possible for as long as possible and as many in a row as possible. If you guys could all do that, that'd be great. That Fraser dude. Fraser? It looks like just Fraser. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. How do people react when you tell them about your action figure stuff, i.e. reviewing them, customizing them? Any stigma from the jocks? Well, I don't know about the term jocks because I played sports my whole life. I mean, I'm still a fairly athletically capable person, though I've not been keeping up on that at all. I don't really care what other people think anyway. So it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I suppose some people won't understand it, but those people I have no use for anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? Like, the people that matter don't care, and the people that don't matter are the ones that do. So, just like anything else, you do what you like, and anybody else has any opinions on it, that's up to them. That doesn't have anything to do with what you do. Unless you're doing something weird, like really weird or maybe illegal, don't do that. But anything normal, like this, or at least relatively normal, who cares what other people think? That's how I look at it. Alright, and the last question for this video, C. Pena 20. How do you determine what figures you purchase for review? Is it just based off your preferences? Wow, I can't talk today. Or what you think people in the channel would like to see reviewed? That is a good question. Secondary question is, do you keep every figure you purchase / review? If not, what do you do with them? Okay, so the first question is, how do I determine what I review? It's just what I buy for myself. I never, almost never anyway, every once in a while I'll get something like I'm getting the Play Arts Kai, Wolverine, and Deadpool, hoping they're good, but getting them just for review, and then hopefully I can sell them off later if I have to. But generally speaking, I only review what I want to collect myself. Unless, like my buddy sends me those boxes of things I can review that I don't collect so that I can show you guys things that I don't plan to buy. So in that case, I'll just get from him what he has that I think you guys would be interested in. But like I said, otherwise it's just what I want to collect. And then do I keep what I review? Yeah, generally, because of what I just said, I only get the stuff to review if I want to collect it anyway, so I'm going to keep it. So that'll do it, guys. Thanks for the questions. Those were good ones. Make sure you come back next time if you want to see if your question gets answered. It may happen. Again, if you have questions, go to that first video that's up there. Post them in there. Otherwise, this comment section is just for discussing what I talked about in here. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.